Welcome to the new batch of yoga. There are three prominent Ayurveda texts. One is Charaka Samhita, one is Shushrusha Samhita, and another is Ashtanga Hridaya. Ashtanga Hridaya by Vagbhata. He was there around 6th century AD. Once he was a grammarian also. He was meditating under the tree, and he heard the birds singing koruk, koruk, koruk. That sound he heard, that birds were singing. Being a grammarian, he ruk means sickness, ka aruk. The question was ka aruk. Who is healthy? Who is healthy? Who is healthy? He understood that one, the bird's ordinary sound also, who is healthy. He heard as who is healthy. He was contemplating on that one. We are talking about we are healthy, we are healthy. That he started pondering who is really healthy. Who is Aruk? Who is really healthy? Then he contemplated on that one, and a really healthy person is the one. It dawned in him, Hitabuk, Mitabuk, Rutabuk is the Aruk. Who is the really healthy is Hitabuk, who eats what is good for oneself. Mitabuk, who eats in moderation. And Rutabuk eats according to the requirement, according to the season. He contemplated, and that is even relevant now also. The tongue, we are drawn by the tongue. The idea of eating, I want to eat particular thing, idea first dawns in the mind. First it comes in the mind. I am always contemplating, I want to eat that one. People, they drive hundreds of kilometers to eat also. The mind is there, then our legs walk towards that one. Legs and hands, we walk towards that one, and we look at the food, texture, aroma. Already through the Jnanendriya perceives that one. The first Karmendriya, first mind, then legs move, Karmendriya move towards, Jnanendriya looks at that one, and unknowingly my hand goes towards that one and put it in the mouth. Out of control, hand goes out. Hand goes out and puts it in the mouth. Mind, into the mouth. So, the out of no control, it's the people, one person was saying that that's the only exercise I do it for my jaws. And that's the only exercise, only the chewing. I want to keep on chewing something to keep my mouth busy. Otherwise, I'll be talking. They munching. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about the health to dawn. Indriyani paranyahu indriyebhya param manaham manatastu para buddhi yo buddhe paratastu saha. To master the tongue, the higher than your tongue, not to blame the tongue. Higher than the tongue. Tongue is one of the sense organs. Indriyani paranyahu. Higher than the mind, tongue is the sense. Higher than the senses is the mind. Mind doesn't know what to do, what not to do. Mind has to be under the sway of the intellect. And think about why I am falling sick often. Why I am falling sick often. The buddhi should be there. Buddhi, higher than the mind, manatastu saha. Manatastu para buddhi, yo buddhe paratastu saha. And higher than the buddhi, you have to think about, I have come here to travel further in my life. I can't afford to have lot of breakdowns in my life. Lot of breakdowns leading to this, my journey gets curtailed and my journey gets distracted. So you think about that one. I have come here to travel further and higher in my life. How can I travel? It is in Mahabharata, there is Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira in the Vanaparva, in the forest, he went to the forest, exiled into forest because he lost the game of dice. He did not know how to play, and he thought after this one, after the exile, the 13 years, Duryodhana may again call me into the game of dice. Let me prepare myself. He learnt what is called as Akshavidya. Akshavidya from he learned the Akshavidya and he mastered that one. Nala's story also comes about. He learned the Akshavidya. Here he learned the art of the playing the dice. Nobody could defeat. He mastered that one. He was ready for even if it happens, Duryodhana calls for the game of dice, he was prepared. There is another one was called as Ashwavidya. Ashwavidya, he learnt Akshavidya in exchange for Nala, learnt Akshavidya in exchange for Ashwavidya. He taught how to train the mind. If you know how to train the Ashwavidya is a horse. How to train the horse. Looking at the horse, one should know how to manage that one. We went to Himalayas, we went to Haridwar, the in charge Manoj Joshi, he learnt how to manage the horse by talking to his father over the phone. Father was an expert in horse riding. He was in charge of many villages. He in Udupi, while he was studying, one horse was there and he wanted to ride on that one. Horse deliberately used to take him to the corner of the building, wanted to crush his leg, and if he wanted to move, horse used to turn his neck somewhere else, as if not interested, and so he learnt the horse, his mind is Indriyani Paranyahu. It is talking about mind is compared to a horse. Mind is compared to the horse, Indriya Hayanyahu. Indriya, mind is compared to a horse. Horse doesn't want an ordinary person sitting on it. Horse wants to test where the person sitting on me, is this person is stronger than me. Then only horse will behave, will listen. If the horse thinks the person riding on me is a weak, it doesn't want to obey. Manoj was saying that a horse was trying to bend his legs, the forward legs, and wanted to topple him and crush his leg. Mind is also that way. Mind doesn't want an ordinary person sitting on that one. Mind has to be managed by the buddhi. If it is not, mind wants to wreck the body. Mind wants a person who is fit for riding on the mind. Mind wants a fit person. It is talking about mind is like that, you have to train the mind. Otherwise, like a horse, doesn't want to move here, but head is turned that side. Or want to crush us or topple us. So, buddhi is very important. Buddhi, unless you have the buddhi in control, the horse, mind is called as a horse, will topple. So in the life, it is mitahara, mastering the tongue. They say mastering the tongue, even a challenge for a yogi. The mastering the tongue, it's a tongue. Because of the tongue, all the sickness comes. Mastering, this is connected to the Swadhisthana chakra. Piercing the Swadhisthana chakra is extremely difficult. The Swadhisthana chakra is connected to the sex organ and the tongue. Piercing that one, going past that one, it is a big challenge for even a yogi. It is talking about mitaha. It is talking about hitabuk. Hitabuk, we have to eat what is appropriate for our body. What is appropriate for my family members may not go well with me. I have to learn to see what suits my body constitution. My prakriti, what agrees with my prakriti, I have to have that one. Hitabuk and mitabuk. What is the quantity? It is talking about not to eat brimful up to the neck. And up to the neck, it's in the stomach, talks about fill it, give a space in the stomach also for the air movement, half with the solid, quarter with the water. Fluid should be there for digestion and free space. Mitabuk and Ritabuk. Ritabuk, according to the timing, have a time for eating. Not all the time, whenever they offer, people offer not to eat. Have a regularity, when to morning, afternoon, evening, the time, whatever you have, fixed time. Ritabuk, not to have late night also. In India, when we went to, from the airport, went to home, around midnight, people were still outside eating. And in the airport, my flight was around 1:30 in the morning. People still eating a big ice cream and cake. We have no control. There is a time for eating. Even animals won't eat in the untimely. Only humans have no control over the tongue, eat all the time. We think eating is a type of time pass. We don't know how to I want to kill my time, I am bored, we think I want to eat. Even animals don't do that one, they follow the routine. We have to Ritabuk. According to the body constitution, they say in the body, the cleaning mechanism from midnight to 2 o'clock, the toxins from the body gets released. At that time, if the food is still there in the stomach, the toxins, the waste has not produced, the garbage truck has gone, waste not collected. Waste has accumulated, resulting in various ailments. Hitabuk, Mitabuk, Ritabuk. That is Vagbhata says. Patanjali starts with Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Yogaha is nothing but managing the mind. Make sure that the rider on the mind is strong. Rider, otherwise you will be toppled in your life and you will be distracted and you won't reach your goal of your life. This is the message of yoga for today.